What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. I need you guys to actually do me a favor and help me test the sound. I actually have this different mic setup now, and so it's actually my same mic, but I have a different mic stand now that's actually keeping it up here, and so I need somebody to tell me if the sound is better than it usually is, worse than it usually is. Like I said, kind of have this new mic stand here. It's definitely closer than it typically is to me, and so I think the sound should be a little bit better. So let me know how it is. You can see the new mic stand there. You see it here. And so I got the new mic stand set up, and like I said, let me know if it's better, worse. If I need to pull it down, bring it up a little bit. Also, I think this camera angle should be a little bit better, and I have some more lighting here, so it should work. Yeah, so like I said, let me know how this works, and I appreciate it. As of right now in the market, we have CODX. Check out ZOD or CODX. AMD gapping down. I'm assuming the market's down. Yeah, the SPY is all the way down to 297, so a big gap down with the SPY. I wonder what's going on. We'll have to look up the news in a minute. All right, so it sounds like everybody's saying the mic is better now. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like I could bring the camera a little bit closer to me this way, but I like the mic how it is now, and so that's the biggest thing. It should work fine though now. If I keep it right here and I keep the camera there with the mic here, it still should pick it up a lot clearer than it did before, and so it still should be a little bit louder. Cause it's a good mic. We just gotta let it work a little bit. But yeah, appreciate the sound check, guys. I appreciate it. What's everybody's main watch? Like I said, look at these movers here. I'll throw some of these up really quick. Look at these. CODX looks good. We got CODX. We got AMD, eBay, EBAY, DOYU looks good. AMRN, the SPY, CGC, Cron, SQ. And so we're getting some moves here. I ended the day down yesterday around 40 bucks. And so I ended the day down around 40 bucks yesterday. And so unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let me see. Is the camera better here or is it better here? I might like it better there better. I got some new lighting, as you could probably see. And so I'm just trying to mess around with it. Give it the best view. Actually, that's much worse, right? That is much worse. Still bad. Much better. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's just going to have to go right here. You know, I'm thinking this is the right spot for it. And so I think this spot makes a lot of sense anyway. So that'll work. I'm going to try to get one of those ring lights that Mitch keeps talking about. But I like this light. This light should work fine. But yeah, so just to pull this up here. Let me, my account's at $240,111, so I'm still up. But yeah, yesterday I lost like 60 bucks after commission. So it's been a tough week in all honesty. But again, I mean, bad weeks are going to happen. And it's just one of those things where you just got to kind of push through it. Definitely a tough week though for me. And so, but if you really think about it, every week has been profitable. I think I've had like 6 red days in the last 2 months, or no, in the last month, not 2 months. That would be crazy. I've had 6 red days in the last 2 months, or in the last month, sorry. And 3 of those red days have been this week, and so yeah, it's been a tough week for sure. But it is what it is. You know, I'm just trying to see what we can get. I ended up holding the Tiva trade a little bit past my stop, and so I lost about $40, but I made a little bit back on AMD. Sorry, we are rearranging my house after painting, and so I didn't have time to make a video yesterday, but you can see my account balance here if you look. There's my account balance. So yeah, I think I was at like 170 yesterday, 180, and so I lost like 60 bucks after commissions, which unfortunate, but again, losing weeks are gonna happen. Any trader that acts like losing weeks or losing days never happens is lying to you. And so Let's see how many of these are actually tradable or not. How's everybody morning going? Let's see. OTLK. Oh yeah, OTLK looks pretty good as well. Let's pull this up a little bit. Try to get this camera angle right. There we go. That should be good. All right, guys. So, or I could try to switch where the lighting is because I think I would rather prefer the camera here, so I don't have to keep looking to my right because most of my trading is going on this side, and so I would prefer to have the camera on this side. Let me see how that looks. No, that ain't gonna work. It would have to be right there, and I think I would have to just switch the camera angle. Let me see. That lighting's not that bad. Let me try to switch the camera lighting, and so we can kind of get a better view of it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to mess around with this morning. I'll put the scanners up until then though. Here. And so I'll be back. I'm gonna mess with my camera lighting a little bit and try to get it in the right spot. So I'll be right back, guys. Every day, guys. Never fails. I always talk to myself. Never fails, man. Never fails. All right, so looking at INSG. INSG is actually tradable. Just to break down what stocks are actually tradable for us this morning. CODX is not. So CODX is not tradable, but eBay is, DOYU is, INSG is, AMRN, CGC, Cron, SQ, Roku. Most of the stocks on my list are tradable. So we're just going to look to see what we can find. SM is, and so a lot of the gappers this morning are tradable on TEFs. APRN is one I might consider trading as well. But like I just mentioned when I was talking to myself, I've been on a little bit of a downswing. Down weeks are going to happen. Losing weeks are going to happen. And it's one of those things where I looked it up. My last red week was on June 19th. And so it happens. The last little downswing I had was early July, and I lost a few $100, but I rebounded pretty quickly. And so this is really the biggest downswing I've had in the last few months, and that's okay. You know, losing weeks, losing days are going to happen. Mitch and I talked about it yesterday. We think kind of my sweet spot should be this level where I'm only risking $50 on the day, and I want my gains to be at least 100. And I think I have to use over 100 shares. My sweet spot's probably going to be around 300 shares with that plan. And so we'll see if we can make it work. I'm just looking. I'm still in the profit in this account, and I had a really nice run up to this point. And so now the downswing is kind of happening, and so it is what it is. Like I said, I've run this account up. I was down like $500 in this account, and I ended up running it up all the way up to around, I think I made like $1,400 in gross profits, but after commissions, it's probably about $800 gain, $800 push up to about $300 in profits. And now I'm back down. I'm still in the green. I am at $110 in profits in this account. And so I'm just looking to build it up. Hopefully today will go well, but if not, I just have to be prepared for it and not go crazy with it, guys. So we'll see what happens. Let me know if you think that's a good plan or not. Let me get Mitch in here. Mitch is trying to join. Yo, what's up, man? Let me put this over here, maybe. Whoa, there we go. Yo, what's up, Mitch? What's up, bro? I'll be right back, guys. Once we get Mitch here, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab my coffee and my glasses. What's up, man? What's up, brother?
Getting ready.
Guys, we got Mitch here. He's getting ready, getting everything rolling here. There you go. LJPC. Look at that DOYU, Mitch. That one doesn't look bad. On my list today, we got DOYU, and DOYU is a recent IPO. This one IPO'd yesterday, and it's actually tradable for us. And that's what I'm saying. One of the benefits to actually using TradeNet, I know they get some hate, but you could actually short these IPOs. Like DOYU is tradable. I can short the heck out of this thing if I wanted to today, and I might. It just depends on how this one acts. It actually looks pretty strong, though, overall, with how it's moved. It IPO'd yesterday, though, so we'll see. AMRN, your baby getting hit this morning, man.
Good thing.
Yeah, man, it's down to the 1950s. Big gap down.
Sometimes you gotta hit that baby.
Yeah, man. Be careful with that talk, though. I don't want to get demonetized, man, for controversial topics. Hitting babies and stuff, man. You know?
Baby stocks. I'm
just messing with you.
Baby stocks. That's all it is.
Yeah. Every time I hear that, I think you have a bird, and then I'm like, no, that's a dog toy.
You know it. You know,
Yeah.
Marley just trying to say, hey, you forgot about me, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm still here.
Yeah, man. What's up, James? What's up, brother? Let's do this, man.
The Netflix getting hit, man. The Netflix.
Netflix getting hammered, huh?
Yeah, earnings, man. I already called this out, guys. Too many people are thinking that earnings season is going to bring the market up. I highly doubt that, guys. You know, the earnings, almost every major stock has been putting out has been a revise of what they're going to do so that they can beat their earnings. So what they're trying to do is they're lowering guidance so that they look good when their earnings reports come out. But really, if you go deeper in, you're going to find that really it's weaker earnings. What it is just they revise their earnings so that they can beat it. A lot of stocks have already done that. Um, it might look like beats, but you might find things like this, like Sheeran's putting right now. Subscribe rate went down to Netflix, yet, you know, you might see a push today. It kind of does a confusing move, but yet a huge gap down. So the move has already been priced in. That's a $40 gap down.
Big gap down, percentage wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be right back, man. I'm gonna go get some coffee. So hold it down, brother. I'll be right back.
Yeah, these are the hardest moves, moves that you're gonna get extreme gap downs and extreme gap ups because essentially it's been forced down too far. So it's kind of hard to get it back underneath that 320 mark. Usually takes a day or two to kind of build up momentum to get it back down there. A lot of times it bounces on the first day. Dun dun dun. Let's see. There you go. Alex better. How we doing, guys? What's going on, traders? Good morning, James. Good morning, Stock Boss. Good morning, Mr. Fish. 7189. What's going on? How we doing, guys? We're doing good, man. Just ready for another trading day. Monday we had a great trading day. Had James on stream. It was, I think, one of the best streams we've done. Really good explanation stream. I was trying to, really give some good instruction on what exactly we try to attack every single day. So today it's really going to be a day to kind of extend the profits for the week. We had a green day Monday, small pullback day on Tuesday. We lost about 140 bucks, and now we're going to go ahead and push. After day 3, we had a $60-70 win. Now we have a nice little cushion. Now it's time to go ahead and extend our profits so that we can have some great profits for the week. So let's start going through my stocks here. Let me pull up my watch list. One of the cool things I do with TEFs, I don't know if you guys know, but you can save your watch list. And so by saving the watch list, you can upload it every single morning and not have to put all your stocks in there. I trade just on average the same stocks. And so I want to go ahead and have at least those stocks ready for me, not make my day harder, make my day easier, and then look for stocks that are kind of momentum plays of the day. We know CODX, OTLK, TRCH there. Also seeing eBay show up on there. I haven't seen eBay move in a while. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Guys, just give me 1 second.
All right, guys. I am back. Let's do this. What we got today? So, like I said, DOYU is probably one of my main watches. DOYU. What's up, Slaw, Shreep, James, TJ, Angie,
I'm back. I'm back.
Julius. What's up, man? What's up, brother?
All right, I gotta fix my lighting.
Yeah, man, I got my light set up this morning, man. It's
Nah,
shining
I just have
in
it
here.
dark in here.
What's up,
It doesn't
Rich?
look bad like that actually, but
What, dark?
yeah, the dark style.
I'm shining over here, man. You know? Alright. We'll see if today could be better than yesterday and the day before and the day before that. I gotta be able to make fun of myself a little bit, man. It's been a tough week. Toughest week I've had in at least a month. Abercrombie and Fitch on my scanners here. Not doing too much. IGC on my scanners.
Let's get
Key.
this.
eBay. NVS. eBay gapping up some. So yeah, it's time for some news, I think.
We gotta get like some little sound effect for the news. Like,
Yeah.
it's time for the
Dun,
news.
dun. Yeah.
It's time for the news. It's time for the news.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. We should. Let's do it. We'll do that. I could pay somebody on Fiverr like $5 and they'll make me like a little intro for that where we could do like a news intro. All right. So let's do CODX. Everybody's watching this one today. Everybody's watching this one.
Definitely.
Let's go ahead and talk about the overall market, though. So, U.S. stock futures were narrowly lower Thursday after Netflix, NFLX, surprise loss of U.S. customers last quarter sent its shares plunging 11%, while traders continue to evaluate a raft of corporate earnings reports. And this is from MT Newswires, end quote. Dow futures were down 0.13%, S&P futures slipped 0.08%, NASDAQ futures is down 0.7%, oil prices nudged higher, global benchmark Brent crude is up 0.91%, and U.S. West Texas Intermediate is up 0.79%. So a lower market today. We'll see what else we get today. What else is moving? CODX. So Co-Diagnostics, which is CODX, reports, quote, favorable results of study to detect cancer mutations using co-primer technology, and they said it showed, quote, highly specific detection of the 10 mutations associated with the NSCLC, reliably and successfully distinguishing the genes. So positive data for CODX, that's actually what's causing this big spike in CODX. Basically, it provides high performance detection of cancer mutations in liquid biopsy samples, end quote. So this is from MT Newswires as well. We'll see what else we get today. We also have, like I said, Netflix, I think its earnings down. Their Netflix subscribe rate is down. It was cut by a lot of different analysts as well. Um,
Right.
Earnings show huge decline in new subscribers is what happened. So that's what's going on for Netflix. Go ahead, my bad.
We're gonna be doing the same thing we kind of did yesterday. Yesterday we got a drop through the support, and we were looking for stocks that look bullish to turn red, and that's kind of what I want to see today. Also, the stocks that are already red have what we call that down south move already priced in, and so those are a little bit harder to continue going in the direction. Doesn't mean that it can't go in the direction, but it makes it a little bit harder. So what we're really going to be watching for is stocks that are pre-market showing really high spikes, and then volume just fading toward.
I'm paying for 1,000 megabytes per second. It actually hit 1,000 megabytes per second the other day, though. I will give it credit. Like I did a speed test. Let's do one now. I did a speed test that actually hit 1,000 megabytes per second, and so
Liars.
I know, man. What they don't tell you is it's up to clever wording, up to
Ah,
1,000
haha,
megabytes per second.
haha.
Let's see
And
what I'm at now.
that's if you have fiber optic cable in your house and fiber
Right.
optic cable to the street and
I mean,
fiber optic cable from the cable box to the
I mean,
signal.
right. But I will give them credit though. The other day I hit it on wireless. I hit this 1,000 megabytes per second, and so I don't know if it was
Hey,
this, you know.
that's really good.
Right. And so
No, I mean,
I'll give them credit.
it's a broadband connection. It's a shared connection. So there's going to be certain times of the day. In
Right.
the morning, there's not that many people up.
No.
There's not that many people that can get up at this time.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
Cheers to everyone out there getting up early and continue trading with us.
Okay, sorry, megabits per second. My bad. You're probably right, Full Blade. Megabits. No, it's not. It's Comcast. It's Comcast. But yeah, right now I'm running at like 50 megabits per second, so it's not bad. I mean, my upload speed's on point. Like my upload speed's like 45 right now, so that's all that really ultimately matters for streaming. And my ping is like 11, so I have low ping, super high upload speed. Like that's fine. Whatever works, you know. All right.
All right, so we'll be looking at stocks like, especially kind of what I'm talking about is moves like MU. So you see MU pre-market, it does a quick spike from 43 to 44.
I'm gonna go get my coffee real quick. Here, I'll throw MU up on the chart though before I do that.
Yeah.
You can even point to it now, Mitch. All you gotta do is point to your left. You know, say MU.
MU. Yo.
All right, I'll be right back.
There we go. So this is what I'm talking about, pre-market guys. This is what we want to see, kind of a quick spike in pre-market and just not feeling anything. Nobody really buying it up. And then when no one really buys it up pre-market and it sets itself up for a breakout of a dollar there, um, as you can tell, no one buying it up, it goes and breaks down. And so that's what we're going to be looking for, stocks that are juicing up and are getting ready for the breakdown towards the open. We want this one to hold on tight. We don't want it to get too far away from what we call a bullish pattern. A lot of the times when you want to trade a short stock, you want it to trap some longs. So the way it traps longs is that it sets itself up pre-market to look like it's about to rocket off. But as soon as the open comes, it breaks that support,
And you get
heavy
that
volume,
squeeze.
and you
Sorry, my
get
bad.
that weakness to just come in and just sweep the volume. And then that's when you're looking for that bounce back. That's why we mastered the VWAP fade, because the VWAP fade gives us a great opportunity to not only see the volume come into the play by seeing the support breakdown, but also gives you an ability to understand that it's coming back. And so you get that pullback entry versus a chase entry.
Right, 100%. Hey, I got a serious question though. So you see this whiteboard behind me, right? Y'all see this whiteboard. Mitch, you can help me with this
Yeah.
too. So you see this whiteboard behind me, right? I can draw stuff on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and stuff like that, right? So I have a whiteboard. Originally, I bought this for coding, so I could do coding problems at my computer behind me, right? My wife thinks I should put this up, which I do have. What do you guys think? Look at this.
Drawing that VWAP fade over there.
Yeah, man. No, I had a VWAP fade or a VWAP bounce for so long, but look at this one. Classic chart patterns, and it's like flags, wedges, head and shoulders, double bottoms, continuation patterns. Look at that.
Look at this guy.
How dope is that, man? What should I do? Which one would you put up? The whiteboard or the chart patterns?
I say the whiteboard. The whiteboard, you gotta have fun with it. Put a little message behind you.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. Because the whiteboard would be better for the channel. You know what I mean? Because I could like draw stuff. I could explain strategies if somebody asks me like to draw it out, and I could actually draw it out with my hands and stuff. So, but I gotta find somewhere to put that.
Trading with this guy and an arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Where did you get that? I got it off of Etsy, actually. I got it off of Etsy a while back. If you go to Etsy and you look for just like trading patterns or stuff like that, then you can find a bunch of stuff. It was kind of expensive though for what it is. I mean, no offense to the person that sold it to me, but just it didn't come in the frame. The frame's mine. I had to buy the frame separately, but yeah, I mean, I think just the poster was like $30-$40 for a poster, so a little expensive, but I couldn't find them anywhere else. Jose Cerna, the news on CODX is vital. The liquid detection essentially takes away invasive cutting. Nice. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. And honestly, it's something that, like, I think I've told you guys before, but my wife has the BRCA2 gene, which is the breast cancer gene. So, like, my wife is 28 right now, and she had a bilateral double mastectomy when she was 24. And, you know, reconstruction and all that, because she has, like, the BRCA2 gene. So she has, like, a 90% chance of getting breast cancer in her 20s or 30s. And so it was precautionary. She didn't actually have cancer. But the whole cancer thing is super relevant to, you know, my wife and stuff.
Just to get on a different topic, look at Momo. Momo, last couple days, easy VWAP fades.
Whiteboard for the memes, huh? Yeah,
Just
man.
Playing games.
Momo, let me see.
Yep. I'm gonna be watching SQ a lot today.
Where's the
SQ
I hear it.
looks good.
Whiteboard for the memes, huh? Yeah.
JD looks good.
Momo, let me see. There we go. Yeah, I had to mute it. So yeah, well, basically the point is that those cancer trials and drugs are super interesting to us because anything that'll make it identify it quicker. Momo, let me see.
Did that pop up?
Yeah, the daily chart, I mean, let me see. It's got some support right where it's at now, so I think there's a big level for it too.
Yeah, it's gonna be big for sure. We'll be watching that one. One of the biggest things I want to see really is a lot of the times you get earnings plays to come in, but it's actually, I feel a lot of the times the earnings that came in the day before that's starting to affect the market more. There's still some uncertainty, even in, let's say, Netflix. No one really knows if it's just going to go down more than that gap down today. It could just bounce back and start filling that gap. And so I'm looking more at like Bank of America, the bank stocks, to see if we're going to get a quick dip in them at the open. And that's going to show me that, hey, those earnings that they had weren't as strong as everyone thinks, and the market is going to crack the support on them. We got a clear defined support of 29 on Bank of America. So if I see that 29 just kind of get slammed here at the open, I'm going to definitely be watching the market to take a tank also. And that way I can start building my trend and knocking down some of these VWAP fades.
Right, for sure. And another one to look at is SLV. Somebody mentioned SLV. This one's tradable. The biggest issue is the float on this one. Like, you can look at the level 2 and see it's a larger float. But per the daily chart, and so the little a long-term chart, it does have some resistance here. And I think it's at 1510 now, so it's right here. And so I think it could pull back a little bit. But again, it's a larger float stock. smaller range stock, and so it's not. I don't trade these as often, but it doesn't look bad either. So I'll keep an eye on that one for sure. DOYU, what do you think of this one, Mitch? DOYU, recent IPO. It IPO'd yesterday, and it's tradable and shortable for Russell Taps. And so it's at 11.79, gapping up, looking a little strong, but I'll probably keep an eye on this one too. Big range.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. It's gonna be one that I'll let the pattern completely form. With a kind of a new stock like this, you want to let the pattern form. You don't want to be jumping on kind of the quick scalp plays. And if you are, understand that you're scalping and you have to
Right.
be instantly quick.
Right.
With a stock like this, it's going to have a big range. We're probably talking about at least $1. I could see $1 range happening today. And so with that dollar range, you got to understand share size and understand that you want to let a pattern develop. Go off of a pattern. Don't go off of just price action, especially when trading an IPO. IPOs have a tendency of
Get a little
not
sketchy.
following patterns, of
Yeah.
going up and down. And so with that, you're going to get stopped out a lot of the times. So a lot of
100%.
traders that trade IPOs, they trade small size. They try to get a good pattern fill. And when they get that good pattern fill, then they take their swing because they feel they got themselves in a good entry and the stock is actually following a pattern and a direction versus just being range bound.
Right, 100%, and I agree with that as well. IPOs, it's almost too much volume for IPOs to make them fulfill the patterns, if that makes sense. I don't. That's probably wrong, but I think they have so much momentum that they're a little bit like Mitch was talking about. They're a little bit more unpredictable because they have so much volume that squeezes occur easier, and momentum just pushes these things around like crazy, especially for the first 2 days or so. And so you got to be a little bit more careful with them. But I've made some money with IPOs and I've lost some money. So
Yeah, one of the things I say is that it's all about what it is. It's an IPO, so we know that we're not the first ones to get shares.
right,
So where that pricing is really determines a lot of what happens to the stock. Um, Most IPOs, their kind of pricing that they've kind of secured is usually higher than what they're going to get to at, let's say, day one, day two. At least that's what's been the norm in the last, let's say, 2 to 3 years uh, with IPOs. There hasn't been that many IPOs that at the open they just like shoot out the open and completely knock out the water of where their pricing was. The only one that we saw do that really was that Beyond Meat. Uh, was it BYND?
yep,
Yeah, that's the only one that kind of opened up and really kind of doubled the pricing in just a month. In 1 month, it doubled the IPO pricing.
yep,
This is kind of out of the norm, and what's usually the norm is for the pricing to come back down because where they priced it at is not where they can actually sell the shares at.
yeah. I think Uber or Lyft or I don't know what Pinterest is doing,
Yeah,
but
Zoom, Zoom's a good classic example of that. I would agree.
yeah. Zoom actually held its gains pretty
Oh,
solid
Zoom
there.
held. Yeah,
Zoom, yeah. I'm thinking Uber
call
maybe or Lyft.
Uber. Uber,
Yeah,
Lyft. I like Snap. I think Snap's the easiest and most kind of common stock to show you.
I think
Uh,
Lyft is probably a good example too. My bad.
yeah,
Snap.
Snap goes up when it opened, and then went right back down through the support. Came all the way down to $5, and now has bounced all the way almost back to the IPO opening.
Right.
The opening of the IPO opened at 1469. So
November.
with that, yep, 1469 around there. And so right now we're right at those pricings. And that's what it's trying to get above. And that's the resistance that this stock hit. So Snap's a good watch, you know?
Yeah.
It's at the top of its where it opened.
Right. Yeah,
And
yeah. Pinterest is not really a good example of it. Dylan. Or no, who asked that? Let me see.
let's
Jose.
check out one of the good ones was Levi's.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Jack. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Hey, hit
Look
that
at
subscribe button, guys, if you haven't already. Levi,
Levi's
Levi.
a good example also.
Yeah.
Opens up. People think that it can open up at $22, that it can hold that $22, get up to 30s. And really it tried. It tried multiple times to get into higher than 24. But when it couldn't hold 24, it broke
Yeah.
that 22 and now it's down there to 1870s.
With regard to long-term obsolescence, I guess is a good phrase for it. I'm thinking Wix, man. I think Wix is gonna fail. Maybe I'm biased because I've used them previously, and I just understand that search engine optimization for Wix is terrible for those websites. WordPress is much better. Um, and as kind of a web developer myself, I think Wix long term is gonna fail. But maybe I'm biased. Sorry for going off topic. I just kind of had to look at it, but
No, you're good. One that I could see coming back down, an IPO, CRWD. This is one that's a lot of people trade right now. I kind of really don't like it personally. I've traded it a couple times. I feel like it doesn't really give the best pattern, but it is definitely volatile and one that's tradable right now that
which
people
one?
are watching. CRWD.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. That one's a little bit more expensive, huh? Yeah, I've seen this one. It just depends on how much volume they have. I think what I got hit with yesterday was just let me see what happened with Tiva. Yeah, what I got hit yesterday was just choppiness. Like even if I look at Tiva, I mean it maintained in that range somewhat, but I just got hit with some choppiness yesterday, and I think I have to find stocks that have that momentum in order to push a little bit more. And if they don't have that momentum, I kind of just need to leave them alone. I think. Um,
Look at Chewy. Chewy is doing that kind of breakdown look. Not, I'm not sure this one's going to be able to break down the 30 support, but could break down the 30 support today.
if you want to know what a fade is, look at Chewy yesterday. That's a fade. Look at that thing, man. Look at that risk. Risk at 32.17, entry at 32.05. So your risk is 12 cents. You know, your reward would be from '05 down to 50. So your reward is 55 cents. And I mean, I know that's hindsight, but I think that's probably where I would make those reward targets myself. Just solid.
uh, if you want to see a fade, check out IOVA yesterday.
And yeah, if Dylan, if you were talking about the range, this is the range I'm talking about when I attack fades. If we're talking about daily range, it's just the high and the low. You said IOVA?
Yeah, I remember just before the stream was gonna end yesterday, I almost hit 24.68 to short IOVA, and good lord,
See, this one isn't my style. I don't think. I think our VWAP's at a different spot too, because like my VWAP is at 50s,
it's a
and this
little
one,
bit higher.
yeah,
Yeah, but the risk was still there because the risk was the entries in the 60s and risk to 24.80.
yeah, that's not bad.
And look at that down move though. Holy moly.
You've been trading LK,
LK is one of those too. Remember
yeah,
Lucky
yeah.
Coffee. That's the Starbucks of China.
Hmm. Yeah, this one fades really nicely sometimes though. Like not yesterday. Yesterday it kind of just stuck in a direction, but the day before that it had a really nice
Look
triangle.
look at the daily chart on that one. It actually is pretty enticing. I like the daily chart. This is one that you can start reading. You're starting to get clear known resistance. And so with that, you can use both sides. Either it's going to break out or break down. That's really what I look at a lot of the times. Um, I want to see clear definitions of both sides. Both sides give us advantage because if it goes to the south, if it goes down, then you know where the volume should come in. And the same thing is for the long side. If you know the breakout point, then you know exactly where the volume should follow.
Yeah,
Lucky could be really nice if it can break down and get below, let's say, these 1870s, get below $19, and you can make a move back down to that 15.
right, for sure. All right, guys, we got about 6.5 minutes. PM as well. PM. Yeah, let's just get ready. I gotta focus a little bit this morning and not go crazy. I think. Again, I think I was talking about it earlier. For a little bit, I was talking to myself again this morning, Mitch. But I think my sweet spot with share size is like 200 to 300 shares right now. That way, I can risk. If I use 300 shares, that's like a 15-16 cent average risk. And I think that's about what I typically take. And then if I use 200 shares, it's a little bit better. And that way I can only risk 50 on the day, but I can have that potential reward of 100 is what I should shoot for. And I think that's something that you mentioned the other day, Mitch. I think it's a good idea for me while I'm in this little mini downswing. It's also, I think you guys have probably noticed, like, I've gotten a little bit better at handling my emotions with these losing streaks because at this point I know over the long run I do put in profits. Over the long run I make money, and that sometimes these weeks are just going to be there and I can't go crazy with these weeks. I'm still in profit in my account. Let me see. My account is up to 240, and then I'm up $111.50 in this account, which I'll take. It's green. Just going to look to build up on that a little bit, and we'll see. I think so far this week, let's see, I lost $40 yesterday, and then 25 the day before.
AMD was downgraded. Thank you, Daily. Appreciate that.
5.
I'm telling you, AMD is one of
week.
my major watches for the day.
You coming to the dark side then, man.
Only when it's right.
All right, let's get these charts ready.
Look at that kind of build since January on AMD. We got a long-term trend line, long-term bottom trend line that it's gonna try to make a move to. I think it's gonna try to make a move to 30. That's my idea. And so if that's gonna happen, hey, I'll be here ready to nail it.
Yeah, let's do it. CODX getting a spike. CODX.
Yeah. A little part of me is about to grab my Robinhood account.
Honestly, I got my Robinhood account, and I ended up getting out of the HLIT trade, so I'm still actually up from where I was when I deposited this money. So I might toy around with it today. It just depends. Let me see. The hardest part of finding these are finding options that I can finding actual options or stocks that sell options on themselves.
I wonder when Apple earnings are coming out. I feel like they're gonna get hit hard.
What? How am I down 2 cents in pre-market?
All right, July 30th. Okay, perfect. Gives me enough time to get ahead of the market, then react late.
Yeah, do you know what else is getting hit today is Roku, ROKU. Look at Roku get hammered.
You know why though, right?
Netflix.
Exactly, sector.
Yep.
Sector. That's all it is. So you could even look at Hulu or Disney also.
What's that Hulu symbol?
I would look at Disney because Disney kind of owns them now. I would look for Disney to go up to the resistance up there, 43.12s, knock right back down to 142s. The daily chart on Disney looks scary if it starts making a down move. It could just start tanking down to 130. Then there's a gap up that came from 120. So watch that. Disney has definitely increased in this last year. Just in 1 year alone, it's gone from 106 to 142. So pretty much a 50% increase in the stock in 1 year.
Unable to find data on equity futures. A little help, please. What do you mean?
Equity futures, you could check. I think it's FinViz.
Yeah, I have never really traded futures, to be honest. So I'm probably the wrong dude to ask, man. What I will reach out to the chat if you guys see any overextended stocks, preferably low float penny stocks. Like what I'll probably do after the stream today, and I may make a video about it, is I'm going to look back at all the huge gappers this past week and see where some of them are at and try to maybe look for some put options on them. And so, what are some big gappers today specifically? OTLK, CAPR. Just looking at the daily chart. I like CAPR. Let me see. Let's look for some. I can look for some now. We just gotta find some that are actually tradable though. Like that's the issue. Is that
Hey guys, this is very interesting. I'm seeing here a lot of sells in Garmin, GRMN, and the executive chairman has sold, uh, let's see, in July alone, over 1 million shares.
hmm.
There's something going on there, guys. Uh, we're talking about value of well over millions of dollars and millions of shares being sold there. The last shares to be sold were sold on July 17 and July 16. There was 152,000 and 201,000 shares sold at 81.27 and 80.87. So I'm gonna be watching this one, guys.
There's the
Could
bell.
could make a huge down move.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start the recording now. Let's do this. So AMD spiking up a little bit here. Let's see what else we get. What was the other ones I was watching, man? Let me go back to my watch list in the chat. DOYU, AMRN. Yeah, those are the ones. Look at this spike on AMD though. DOYU's down a little bit in pre-market, but not much. Roku bouncing back a little bit. Look at AMD go here. Big rebound. And again, I mean, this is something that I always talk about is that when you get big gap downs, at least originally at the open, a lot of times you're going to get a quick bounce back. I'm not saying it's going to hold these gains, but at least originally at the open, you get a little spike most of the time with big gap downs. Maybe the
All
outlier
right,
to that is
guys.
AMRN though.
Gonna take a little risk here. It's only a 100 share position. Don't know how to judge the sizing correctly, so I went with the 100 shares. Let's see if it was too big or too small. I'm in here in Garmin. I saw a quick wick down at the open and a pull back there. I'm judging it based off the pre-market high. So if this ass fills and I see 81.40s come up, I'll have to get out. It'll be about $100 risk there, but I have more than the potential of making $100 on this trade if it comes right back down through that 80.
Long or short?
Short. Also seeing a big amount of down moves here. Seeing CGC looking good.
Yeah.
CGC looking good.
What's the symbol for Garmin?
GRMN. Also seeing MU. MU look good there. Nice drop down in EMPH, CGC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one of those days I feel like I
Watching
need to get multiple stocks at the open because there's some good fades right now.
Yeah, I'm watching CGC with the 30 risk. It looks solid. Garmin's frozen for me. Is it frozen for you too? Is it halted?
It's just quiet. It's just quiet. It got a big share size at the open, 17,000 shares. And then all of a sudden it just went quiet and went dull. So giving it a second here. If not, I'll just get out.
I'm looking at
Definitely
CGC.
like CGC.
Yeah, me too.
Kron, I liked. I think I may have put myself in too quickly in here in Garmin. Not giving myself a chance to try to attack the best looking chart because I would attack CGC, Kron,
Yeah, I'm definitely watching CGC. AMD might be a little VWAP bounce too. So CGC's got to get up to like 36.15s and I can start scaling into it. I got to be careful though. We've actually gotten a lot of squeezes with these lately, like squeeze up, like fake outs with fades. We've been getting a ton of those lately, really. So I just got to be careful. Right, there's 10s. If we get up to like 14s, I'll take it, but we got to get up there. It's big thing with CGC is the spread. I think it's a super high accuracy setup, but I think it's the spread. All right, I'm in with 100 shares with CGC. Ew, a little bit of a squeeze. Luckily, it's just 100 though. This is right around my exit, so I'm just gonna keep it here. The biggest issue is the liquidity for CGC. Really, it's just low liquidity. It's right around my exit. My exit is 30, like I said. I think we're about to get a squeeze over that too. All right, I'm out. There's a squeeze up, $24 loss. This has been happening every day. So fades have not been working this week at all. The tide has kind of changed for fades, I think. They've just not been working, at least the way I approach them, which has worked really well the last few months. They just stopped working as well, so it is what it is. But there's the red to green move on CGC. Still only down 24 bucks, so still very small and have lots of room today, but got to be a little bit weird. I might look for some bounce plays. I think those are probably a little bit more high accuracy right now. But we'll see. Still very, very early. Kind of looking at YNDX. If I do look at a fade, SQ has been going crazy too. SQ has been going crazy. AMRN with the bounce back up too, with the red to green. I may look for those too. Those have been working really well also. Let me see. I may look at Roku, but it just depends on what we get here. It was a short. It was just a VWAP fade. OSTK. Yeah, for a bounce, OSTK doesn't look bad. You could use a risk of 93. Let's see if we can get a little bit better results for OSTK here. Just missed it. I don't mind it with at 1903 with a risk of 93, so 10 cent risk. But we need it down there, though. If it doesn't come down there, we're not going to take it. Also, this one's a little spready, too, so we'll see. Biggest issue in the market for a lot of these is just the liquidity. We're getting a lot of big spreads in these. Like OSTK is actually a 10 cent spread, so I'm not going to take that actually looking back on it. It's just too spready. I'm going to be down too much as soon as I get into it. So unless that spread clears up, I'm just, I'm not going to mess with that. I could throw you up, Mitch, since I'm not really. Are you in a trade?
Yeah, just focusing. It's a big boy trade, so
Okay.
you can put me up though.
Okay.
That's why I'm quiet.
Yeah, man, it
You
happens.
guys know when I'm quiet, I'm focused.
Yeah, man. Here, let me throw you up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, so your entry's not bad with that one.
No, it's honestly not the worst. I could size in more and take a bigger risk, but I just haven't. Oof, nice turn there for Kron. I like ACB. ACB probably the best looking fade today.
Dude, I don't know why Zoom does this, but Zoom freezes and like refuses to go away. Like I don't know why it does this, man. This is the second time it's done this. It literally sticks to the screen right here and it refuses to move. It's just weird. Like look at this. It's like unmovable. The only thing I can do is that, which is just put Mitch up full screen, but then the scanners are gone. So let me try to figure out how to make this work. Let's see. There we go. That's a little bit better. How's that, guys? Let me know how that works. Let me try to get this a little bit better. Let me try to actually change this to fit to window. There we go. That should be good. Where you can see Mitch too. I'm still looking at, I mean, now CGC doesn't look terrible. I don't want to jump right back in CGC, but it doesn't look bad now. With the tight risk. Maybe I'm getting stubborn here. Let me see. We can get a better spread. OSTK, much better spread now. Oh, missed it. There, maybe. Let me see. Now OSTK. Every time I look at it, it's like I get the wrong spread, man. Or I barely miss the good spread. There's CGC. 10-cent spread. About a 5-cent spread with CGC now. Well, OSTK. Oh, I had a little moment where it was only a 3-cent spread, 4-cent spread for OSTK. Missed it. 5-cent spread for CGC. Or OSTK. Too late. I missed CGC on the downside. The downside is what I was looking for CGC. It's a VWAP rejection, but I just don't know if I'm gonna actually get it or not. A little bit too late now. OSTK is the other one I'm watching here. The SPY may be pulling a little VWAP bounce. We'll see. All right, so now OSTK is actually at a reasonable level. I didn't want to get hit. It looked weak, and so I stopped myself from getting into it. But
All right, guys, gonna try to cover here some in 60.
Trading that big range trade today, bro.
It's not easy, I'll tell you that much. Definitely sweating.
Yeah, I can see you gotta. Yeah, you did good though, man. You kept your cool. You're gonna take profit, so you're looking good, man. Yeah, I was trying to find a good. No, it's not that I sold too early. Who asked that? Daily. What happened is that it's too choppy. So when you see a stock chopping over and under the VWAP like CGC, that just means it's a little bit more neutral of a trend. And so with VWAP fades specifically, I need to attack a downward trend. And CGC wasn't in a downward trend. It was just in a neutral trend, chopping over and under. My risk was 30. And you can see it squeezed all the way up and broke the high of the day. And so there was no way I would sell through that. And so it just didn't work out, basically, is what happened with CGC. Now, OSTK is looking a little bit better here. It's a 5-cent spread. But I don't like it as much, to be honest, anymore.
Still holding my breath over here.
The thing I do like with OSTK is that I can use that 91 risk. All right, I took the leap and jumped in with 100 shares. It's a short position, though, right? You're in short, right?
Yep. It's looking good. It's just that the spread is a little, kind of gets you wary.
Yeah, man. A little scary, huh?
Yeah, I like ACB here at 722. You can risk right off of 726. 4-cent risk.
All right, I'm in OSTK and I'm liking it now. Much better.
As you can tell, hands off the keyboard.
It's looking good. It's looking weak. It's gonna retrace some of that, I think. So I think you're fine in that one. I think you're okay. I think it's just a scary trade.
Gotta let it go. Let it work.
Right. All right. So here's a squeeze up for OSTK. Here's the bounce. We want to see it break that 1920, but it's looking much better now. You can see how I scaled down because my trading hasn't been as hot lately, and so I'm scaling down. Let's see if we get that break on OSTK and that spike over 1920 is really what we want to see now. It's looking much better. I'll tell you, I'm a lot more comfortable in it at least. Oh yeah, man, I got this new mic, Mitch. I got this new mic, man, where it's like it holds it up a little bit better now.
Yeah.
There's 26s, so it's actually doing a lot better now for OSTK. I'm gonna give it some time here. We got up to 17s. Maybe start looking to take profits. It's just got to hold these gains and not get flushed back down. So we still got a little bit of time, but not a bad little VWAP bounce, especially after we had that rejection of those, or that bounce back up after those lows. Super easy trade now, though. I can maybe even keep it break even if I wanted to, but I'm going to give it time.
Yeah, you got a symmetrical triangle in that one.
Getting hit. Just getting caught in a little bit of chop. Yep, almost bought more shares because it's a long position. So yeah, I just got to get ready to exit. I can keep it relatively break even with this one.
There we go. Finally in the green here.
All right, there's better. There's 14s. We'll just see if we get a bounce back up. We're still in kind of no man's land where it's so choppy at this point for OSTK that I just gotta be careful with it. Yeah, it's looking much better for you, bro. And what we're actually having here for OSTK is it's battling the trend, right? It's trying to stay above the VWAP, which is in an upward trend. And you can see it tried to fall back under it for a split second, and it got completely rejected there. And so it's trying to maintain above the VWAP here. And so that's the little battle we're seeing. And you can see every time it pivots back to the VWAP, it gets a little bit of a bounce. Kind of wish I would have gotten in CGC instead, but that's hindsight for you. Hindsight's always better. Let's see if we can get that bounce back up now. We're at 08. Honestly, we just need to see it hold support over the VWAP. Because if it flushes, it could flush quick here. Especially, what's the SPA doing right now? SPA's up. Okay, so that should be a little bit better for me. We'll see. Now that my computer's running a little bit better, I might try to change this so where I can actually gotta be careful here. We want to see a bounce here, but if it starts to break and really crack, specifically on the bid, if you can look at the bid on my end, if it breaks under that bid, we gotta be careful.
I like CVS, but we missed it already. CVS looking good today. If that comes for a third fade, I'll be looking to hammer that one. That was a beautiful fade at the open.
This is the hammer.
Can't get
I
a
did not want to
prettier
hit.
fade than CVS today, guys.
All right, I'm out. We got a big drop that I was not trying to take with this one, and you can see I got out right before. That's what I said. When it gets hammered, it could get hammered hard, and that's what happened for me. But yeah, just been a terrible week for me, honestly, this week. It. I have to put things into perspective though, and understand that like, yeah, it's been a terrible week, but the months prior to that, like I was down in this account like $500, and so I effectively fought back and pulled this account into the profits, making, I think 1,200 in gross profits, and then probably around 800 in net profits. But I can't be ungrateful for it. I just got to be happy I did it and understand that losing weeks happen. Luckily, I've been scaling down and sizing, so these little bitty losses have been very, very small. All right, so, and yeah, I did avoid this big drop. I got out at 92. It's down to 70, so definitely avoided this big drop.
You're on the long side?
No, I'm out now. I'm out for sure.
Were you on the long side?
Yes, yeah, I was on the long side.
Okay.
For OSTK. It was a VWAP bounce for OSTK, and here's one of the issues that I think I'm actually running into since I scaled down. And I can be honest with myself about these issues, right? One of the issues is that I am using too small of sizing. And so, for instance, with both of these trades, I used 100 shares, right? But OSTK eventually pushed all the way up to 25. That is a solid, 15, 16 cents past where I entered the trade. And so with that, I should have taken profits. But because it was only 100 shares, I didn't. I wanted to let it go and get a bigger gain from it. And so I think since I'm using such small of sizing, I'm slower to take profits, and that's hurting my accuracy, so to speak, if that makes sense. And I think that's something I have to work on as well. It's just about being honest with yourself about, your flaws,
Right.
and we have some good classes on it as well.
Got a starter put on there. And CVS, guys. CVS for VWAP fade.
And what we actually got there with OSTK, look at the SPY. The SPY did exactly what OSTK did. CVS.
Check that one out, man.
Look
Check it
at
out.
CVS. Yeah, man. That one looks solid. Beautiful fade. Risk can be at like 88. You got a solid
Yep.
tight risk. You have like
Literally
10
have
cents.
it. I wish I could show you my thinkorswim. Literally on 88, a
Yeah,
line.
man. Hey, bro. Great minds think alike, man. And 88 looks solid there too.
Yeah, I was able to get in there at 78s, so not too bad. I hit it at 80. I just got a bad fill.
Yeah.
Bad fill for sure, but
I'm looking
should
at
have been
AMD.
81s.
If AMD can get up to 08, I'll take it. But we need that trend to stick. We'll see. CGC, no, I'm looking, or not AMD, CGC, sorry. AMD is just way too choppy right now, I think. AMD is like the epitome of what choppiness and some of these look like. And I think that's, like I said, I think that's what's really getting me with a lot of these moves. It's just the chop. I'm just getting chopped out a lot of these. MTCH.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Chop
Look
suey.
at AMD, man. It's chop suey, man. Look at it. I see Mitch popping up on the scanners. MTCH.
Oh,
Doesn't look like a bad little
Match.
VWAP bounce, too.
what is that, match?
Yeah, Match.com.
I'm trying to get some relationships over here. Trying to hook some people up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. This is a good lesson for traders. Is that
Oh,
that-
look at Kron with the fade. I like that one. I just missed it. Didn't take it.
your consistency is going to move in waves. Like this is how, yeah, Kron did look good. And so this is what you got to understand. It all goes in waves, right? Like you'll notice, like I did super well the last month. And the last week before this, Mitch, I don't know if it was the week before this or the week before that, but Mitch wasn't doing so hot. And now Mitch is killing it. And so it's just, it kind of moves in waves. And sometimes you're going to do better and sometimes you're going to do worse. But if you look at your stats and you're profitable over the long run, that's all that really ultimately matters here. And so I just have to protect myself when I realize the market's not, it's just not agreeing with me right now. And that's okay because the big goal is the long term, and that's what I have to focus on more here.
All right, got to be careful here at CVS, guys. It's hitting that risk there. Don't want to see it up past 92s.
SPY's completely rebounding here. It's up to 297.50s.
I got a
There you
reject
go.
there.
Yeah, I like that rejection too.
Yeah. Might hit an ad here. 88s.
Yeah, that rejection was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kron's fade didn't look bad either.
I'm putting an ad order at 88, guys. I
Another thing
can't
that
let Garmin get past 81s. It could touch 81s, but I don't want to see it past that.
right. Well, and another thing that you want to understand, Mitch is in short for a VWAP fade, I believe, with CVS.
Yeah.
But something else you want to understand is that think about it like this, right? Out of if four stocks or if every day six stocks set up for VWAP fades, right? And four of them are successful and two of them fail. You still have a statistical edge with the VWAP fade. But some days you're going to pick those two that just didn't work. And then some weeks you're just going to get unlucky and you're going to pick the few that didn't work that week. And that's okay because over the long run, you know the patterns actually have an edge. And I think that's actually a little bit better of a way to describe this down streak is that sometimes you're just going to get unlucky with the stocks you pick. And it's okay, you know.
I got to be careful here for the squeeze, guys. Could get squeezed here. Hold out for a second here. Just getting a lot of volume. Has me on the fence. Mm. 1,200 shares is filling out of nowhere. Gotta be careful with this, guys. Nope, you're getting squeezed here. All right, protect off this 56 because it just went right to it.
Yeah, it might get rejected at that whole dollar. It's got some resistance there, but
yeah, I gotta hold now
careful.
because I'm already above my level and it's getting up that volume.
Yeah,
You
just
know
be
that
careful.
that's the rejection level.
If it spikes over that level, it could spike big, and so just be careful.
Oh, without a doubt, I'll have my hand on the cover.
There's the rejection. There you go.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the shares filling. There's 1,000 shares. Didn't want to see that one.
There's a rejection again, though.
Yeah, you just gotta hold off that whole dollar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's confirmed it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, the weakness is definitely up here, but is it gonna collect enough to get it past it? We're definitely not adding here. It's too much risk.
There you go. There's 94s. Yeah, cannabis plays have kind of faded some. CGC was just the wrong one to attack. Out of all the other ones, most of those did okay. But CGC was just the wrong one. Now I can attack the range on it, though. And so these are the range bound plays that have been working. And I still have a little bit of equity in this, so we'll see. Kron, too. I could look at Kron here. Smaller range. All right, here, I gotta look at this real quick. So Kron is up. I could use that 94 level as a risk, and it's at 88, so it's just a tight risk trade. Might as well take a few shares in this one.
All right, I love that right there. All right, it bounce up here, and I can add some shares. If it flushes down just through this, let it go.
Yeah, you're definitely getting that little confirmation in it now for sure. You got a super obvious risk level, so
95, 97s are the ad. I'll take a swing in this, guys. If I'm going to lose on this stock, let it be this stock because I feel this is the pattern. This is what I like to trade. There hit the didn't have enough for 500 there. Let's see, 400, 300. I don't have enough. Gonna have to hold to the same position. I'm still in Garmin, so I don't have enough. Garmin rejected well there off the 81, and I expected that rejection. Got to hold off this whole dollar here. If it gets above this CVS, we got to get out.
SQ's also back up to the VWAP, which I'm starting to consider that one, but oh wait, here, let me get
Not liking this. Got to hold. Finger on the trigger. Shares filled 100. 1,000 shares filled there. Pull back. Just got to hold tight. Yep. There's a quick rejection there off the whole dollar. Still in this.
Look at that squeeze on Roku.
Might get squeezed right here. All right, now I definitely know my top. My top is that high. So 5602s, because we're creating a new high there. We got to hold to that high. We want this really to come right back down to 80s right here on one quick sweep. That will show us a nice signifying that we can push past those longs that were in the 90s.
Yep. Yeah, really nice confirmation there for you. Yeah, you gotta, at the very least, you got a super obvious risk level.
And that's what I always try to do at the end of the day. If we understand the levels, if it breaks it, it breaks it.
Yeah, I'm just trading small today. I can tell my trading hasn't been as good.
It happens, brother. It happens. Just take a step back, and instead of pushing, you take a step back and you relax and you wait for your patterns to play out again.
Yep. That's all I'm doing. I'm kind of looking at CGC here. If I do take it, it's going to be a very small trade. I'm in Kron already, and so it's another cannabis stock. Risk in Kron's very small, though. It's like 94s.
Not going to lie, a little part of me, I wanted that ad there at 97. That would have definitely brought me up to the 90s. And I would have been on like break-even rate right here. Just holding it for right now. Same thing with Garmin. I don't want to see it past 81 there. Got it, my cover here in Garmin. Trading the two stock life is a little bit difficult, guys, as you guys can tell.
Yeah, I'm going to get in CGC with 50 shares, just a very small share size. And then I'm still holding Kron, but Kron's right at my risk level. Yeah, I'm in that two stock life too. But yeah, Kron's right at the level. With Kron, I mean, you can see here I'm risking.
I'm looking good there for CVS now.
$7 risk, so tight risk in Kron.
Good move to the south there for CVS. Let's see how much volume it collects here at 90s.
Right around my exit level for Kron. See if we can come back down, but fades have just not been working for me, at least. It's a little bit better. I really don't mind CGC here. I'm still going to hold Kron because I have that super obvious level at 95. I might actually just set a stop loss at like 1497 so I can focus on CGC a little bit. Alright, so I got the stop set on Kron. Now I can focus on CGC. There's the flush for CGC, so it's actually looking pretty solid here. If it bounces back up, I'll consider adding to this one.
Let's go, Garmin. Decide what you want to do. It's been definitely one of those days that I can feel my emotions tightening up. And whenever you feel that, you should limit risk. Don't put yourself in a position to get burned. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that same move here. '81's my out for Garmin. And CVS is still looking like it's collecting strength there in the 90s. Got to really be careful with it. It still could give us our potential move, so that's why we're not getting out of this one. But we can limit risk here if it starts holding in the 90s. We can cut half the share size and then look to add in again if it breaks 55 80s.
All right, so there goes CGC. Beautiful move. That's just kind of the move I wanted, and Kron's dropping along with it, which is great. Like I said, I wish I could as you heard me say, and I said this right around 95s, 90s. I wanted to add to CGC here. Unfortunately, it happened a little bit too fast for me, but I'm still okay. Break even in Kron right now and up some in CGC, so I'll take it. Just gonna see if Kron can come back down to the bottom of the range. I think I need a little bit better average on Kron if I want to reasonably attack it, but still got some time. Here, I'm gonna throw myself up real quick just so I can kind of focus on these traps. All right.
Sit back, relax.
Yeah, so we came back down to the bottom of the range here for CGC. If it gets up to 90s, I'll add back to it because now I can just risk off of that 08 level, so my risk is super solid. SPY is playing games, so look at the SPY just chop. And I think that's what I've been getting caught in, is like this choppiness, this back and forth choppiness. It's a blessing and a curse, though, because the choppiness is what gives me those range-bound moves. But it's also what makes it so that I get faked out, squeezed up. The SPY's actually ripping up here. Now all the way to the highs.
Covering Garmin, guys. '81.10's here, and we are out. Just holding 8104s there.
Look at the SPY rip here. Whoa.
I'm out of Garmin. Man, Garmin was a little bit of a upsetter there, but the only thing you can do is always get yourself in position, and that's it. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do, bro.
Yep. All right, guys. Just to limit our risk today, feeling not on point here, we're going to go ahead and cover 500 shares there of CVS. I know I hit an ad up at this level. So if I cover that shares, I just pay the commissions. Now I only have 500 shares at risk, and now I'm willing to take the trade because, the risk at 56 is a little high for 1,000 shares at 80. I'm not trying to risk $200 on this trade. I put myself in a position now that it's okay if I risk $100, but I shouldn't be risking $200 on many trades. I'm trying to control my risk on the big amounts of losses and put myself in position to win big. But that's when we're in position to win big. In this position, we don't have a great entry. We have what's called a middle ground entry. And when you're in the middle of the chart, you want to limit your risk because there's no point in taking a home run swing on a stock that you don't have a home run entry.
Right. Which is
And
why
so,
I just got out of CGC for a little scalp trade. I'm still holding Cron. Maybe going to consider it as it bounces up or test these low of the days. I just think CGC is going to bounce up here and I might get another entry potential.
mhm. And with me, what this does is it gives me an ability that if I, for some reason, see another rejection off 56, I can go and add again versus letting it go to 56 and just feeling completely worried about the trade the whole time.
Right.
This is one of the things that for a long time, I was trying to build my system mentality. In system mentality, you shouldn't even cover those 500 shares. You need to learn how to trade like a robot first, I think. And then you can start using a little bit more what I call judgment in your trading. A little bit more subjectiveness in knowing that, hey, I didn't get the best entry here. Let me be smart in my psychology. Let me
Right.
cover a little bit here and see if I can get a bigger move in my direction. Then I can maybe add and hit a big win.
Right.
But when you don't have the best entry, you have to adjust your mentality. But this is not something that's for beginners. This is for beginners. We recommend just strictly trading a system. You get in at this point, you get out at this point, and that's it. No in between thinking because that's just going to confuse you.
Right. And that's what you like. I'm going to cover CGC if it breaks over break even at this point because my entry or CRON because my entry is right at the bottom of this range now. Ever since it put in that high, my entry's right at the bottom, so I can let it work here. But if it breaks past that level, I just got to get out of it and keep it break even. I made a little bit on CGC. You see me trading very small, guys, because again, my results have not been the best this week, and so I just got to scale down a little bit. Once I start putting in some solid wins, then it's fine. But my results are just not what I want this week, and so with that, I have to understand how I'm trading and just protect my account. You know, you got to treat your account like it's a bank account. Your job is to protect your trading account at all costs, and part of that comes with recognizing negative emotions and negative trading results. And if you have negative trading results, that's okay. You just got to learn to scale down a little bit. And once you start to put in a solid win or two, then you can, subsequently scale back up, start attacking a little bit more often, and so forth. So that's what you'll see me doing here.
Hey, Steve, I got out of Garmin. I just want to let you know. Just make sure you know I'm out of Garmin. Definitely not my forte in trading a Garmin, and just kind of teaches me because if I would have added at the top of the levels and got my average up there, yeah, I could have took profit. It made a big move, but I got myself in too early, and then I got myself in what's called the waiting game. And the waiting game is like what we talk when you get yourself in the middle of the chart. Middle of the chart is not where you want to be. You know what I call that? I call that the pig entry. If you want to be a pig, get that middle entry. You'll see what I'm talking about. You know, there's this big saying in the market that, you know, bulls are going to be bulls, bears are going to be bears, but pigs, what do? They get slaughtered.
Yep.
They get slaughtered, man. If you can't pick a side and you're in the middle of the chart, it's going to be really hard to make a profit.
Yep.
And that's what at least if we can get that out of today's lesson, out of today's kind of learning today and with us live trading, that's more than worth it for you guys. Understand that at the end of the day, you have to learn to be a bear or a bull and pick one side and try to master that execution so that you can get the best entry and get best position. We always talk about trying to get ourselves in the position of winning. You know, that's when we have already realized profits. We already have some money in the bank and we're letting the trade work for us. That's what we try to get into every single day, but it's not going to happen. And there's days that you got to understand that, try to master that, and get around that.
Right. And it's one of those things where, I said this quote the other day, and right after I said it, conveniently, Jason Bond said it the next day, which, it is what it is. If he's charging people money for those courses, I'm not going to, I'll leave it at that. But the quote that I said was that Bruce Lee famously said, I don't fear the man that has practiced 1,000 different types of kick one time. I fear the man that has practiced one type of kick 1,000 times. And that's super relevant to trading, because you can't paint it with such a broad brush that you're trying to jump in all these different strategies. You just can't. It's not going to work. You're going to fail. But what you can do is really master one style, whether you're long, short, whether you attack this strategy or that strategy. What you can do is really master that so you're the most comfortable. And that's all it's about, is comfort. If you're not comfortable in the trade, you're going to make the wrong decisions. And that's really what I'm trying to get across with that quote, is that if you're not comfortable in that trade, you're going to make the wrong decisions. And
All right,
being
guys,
able to
covered
find
a little bit there.
being able to find comfort in your trading is one of the biggest things that you have to learn how to do and condition your brain to do. Because once you're truly comfortable, then you can make the right decisions and really approach it the right way. But if you're uncomfortable in the trade, you're gonna add at the wrong spots. You're gonna just make the wrong decisions. And that's the biggest thing that I guess I want to get off with that. Also, while we have a little bit of time here, if you're interested in using the same platform and broker that Mitch and I use, go check out TradeNet. They currently actually have their sale where you can get the intro package for $379, which is super cheap if you think about it. TradeNet gets some hate, but the truth is, and so they blame TradeNet or they blame whomever, their guru or whatever it is. But I think that risk reward wise, considering for the intro package, which is $379 right now, you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's also no PDT rule. All right, so I'm out of I have a stop loss set here. There's also no PDT rule, so you can day trade as much as you want, and commissions are pretty cheap if you think about it. You can use pretty small sizing. I gotta find my thing here because I got this stop loss set. There we go. Commissions are pretty cheap if you think about it. If you use less than like 200 shares, your commission is like $3 or $4 for a complete round trip. That's pretty unheard of in the trading world, especially with a platform that lets you day trade with no PDT rule. And so I think it makes sense. If you think about it, paper trading platforms cost the same as 2 months of a paper trading platform or 2 months of a day trading chat room is going to cost you the same as an intro package will. And at least with an intro package, you have the potential to make money. It comes with the trading course, and it comes with access to a trading chat room as well. And so when you think about all that combined, I think it just makes sense for traders. I think the risk and reward is decent, and I think it's a great bundle for new traders to kind of get their feet wet in trading without risking a ton of money in the market. And plus, it's a great way to help support our channel. We do this live every day for free. If you want to check that out, there's the link. We appreciate any support we can get, and so if you want to check that out, there's the link. I'm going to get out of Cron here, so yeah. Not a bad few little trades.
Want to see a big one for the day. Look at EMPH.
I'm looking at Netflix for a potential. I'm looking at CGC here for another fade, and I'm looking at Netflix for a rejection. Is what I'm kind of looking
guys.
at now.
I want to see this one get to 90 and reject off of 90 here, and then head back down to 55.80s. If we do see that move back down to 55.80, I will hit the ad and risk off of 55.90. So we want to see what we call price action, match the pattern right here at 55.90, and then we want to see kind of that downturn, that people starting to short into it here and making it come back down to that 55.80s, and then we have another high to go off of. So now we'll have that 55.90 confirmed as the last high, and we can risk right off of that level.
Right. So I jumped back in CGC with another 50 shares, and as you'll see, I'm trading extremely small today. I'm not trying to risk a ton of money in the market right now. I've noticed that it's not been the most productive week for me in the market, and so I just gotta take it slow. I can't attack when the market is not in my favor. It's not favorable for me. I just gotta take it slow.
We got a symmetrical triangle here, guys. 5 minutes for AMD. Symmetrical triangle on AMD. It's going to be really important which side it breaks out to. What you want to see is it break out, create a new candle, and hold that level, hold that trend line. If you see this, it's the beautiful example of what we call a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical meaning that it's the same on the plus side as it is on the downside.
Yeah, if you went through my link, Sophia, I would definitely appreciate it. So appreciate any support we can get. Like I said, I mean, one of the ways we keep this stream free is by posting links. So if you want to help support the channel, if you appreciate the content we put out there, Mitch and I's goal is just to put everything out there for free. We have full day trading courses on YouTube, all for free. We've got a bunch of good free content on our website, again, all for free. And so we just try to put everything out there for free. There's some ways you can help support us, but we just try to do stuff for free. We try to be the anti-guru, so to speak, in the market, which I think there's just so much nonsense in the trading world. Buy my course, it's $5,000, and you can make millions of dollars or whatever they want to tell you. Or buy my course. Some of the courses have value. Like I like Warrior Trading's courses, and I like Investors Underground, and so I do like those two. But I think a large majority of the other ones are just taking advantage of new traders that don't really understand the market and they don't understand what it really takes to be a trader. And so they think if they just buy this course that in a month they're going to start making hundreds of thousands of dollars in the market, and they're in for a pretty sad truth that's going to come out, And it is what it is.
I think one of the biggest things is that traders have a tendency of being tricked at first. The easiest way to be tricked is to be told that you need to go to school to become a trader.
Right.
I don't think that's true. It's just like a lot of students are realizing nowadays that a degree doesn't necessarily secure your success.
Yeah.
And that's actually a truth. And so with that being said, you have to actually see some kind of experience. Live experience is the best teacher in trading. Yep. There's nothing better than live experience. And that's why we try to teach you for free, because this leaves you the room for you to get the starter accounts that you need to actually get it under your feet.
Right. Get your feet wet.
Anyone can tell you how to trade. Anyone can tell you how to trade. There's another thing actually doing the act and committing yourself to trading.
Look at the market squeeze up here.
This is not easy, It could be very easy to tell you about the VWAP fade, show you the entries, show you when to get out. But at the end of the day, if you can't take the trade, if it doesn't work for your personality, then it's pretty much pointless.
Right. And that's the biggest red flag you should see. If you're looking at gurus and you're looking at courses in the market, if you're looking at all of this, if they claim to have the perfect $1 million strategy, they are ripping you off. If they are claiming to have the perfect $1 million strategy, just buy their course. They'll teach you this one strategy where you could just make, all this money doing it, and you're going to be rich, and you're going to be able to pay your mortgage in a month from now if you just spend $5,000 on their course. It's nonsense, Because the truth is that everybody trades differently. Mitch and I, who have basically trade very similar patterns, we still trade differently. We like different things. We attack different strategies. As you can see, like I was in a hot streak a week or two ago, and Mitch was doing okay, and now I'm kind of doing okay, but Mitch is in a hot streak. And so, even Mitch and I trade completely differently. And so if somebody's trying to teach you their $1 million strategy, they're probably trying to rip you off. And you need to be wary of that.
Okay, so now that we have AMD close below the symmetrical triangle, now we want to see this 5-minute candle hold the VWAP, 33.25. It could bounce to the VWAP, but we don't want to see it past that 33.25. That will show what we call a VWAP rejection, and that rejection should come with some volume and knock this down to 33s.
Yep. I'm looking to add into CGC on any bounce up here because it's got so much resistance above it now with the risk level.
SPY is going up. SPY is going up. My 15-minute tells me that it's approaching the resistance. The resistance, big resistance, is going to be 298.16. If that 298.16 holds, then we can start getting a drive back to that 298.50.
Also, shout out to Trade Ideas, best scanners in the game by far. And like I said, I think there's a reason that all the top traders use Trade Ideas is because they're. I think if anybody's being honest, Trade Ideas scanners are the most legit. And so,
Okay,
go check them out.
now's the time, guys. Okay, I've made the decision right here. This is how I take trading. A lot of times when you make decisions, stick to them. Make the decision, hold to it, take your trade, understand the levels, and that's just what it's going to be. We're going to let it bounce here. If it doesn't get above 56 here, we're going to go ahead and jump in with some more size here. We only have 200 shares left, so this is no risk for us. We took already $30 off, giving us a chance to stay in this trade. All right, no levels above 56 yet so far. We got 20 seconds left on this candle, and then I'll hammer on it. This one candle, it needs to either get above 56 or close, and I'll hammer on it. All right, it's about to close.
All right, so I just added another 50 shares to this one on CGC. Looking for it to come back down to the bottom of the range at 60 for a nice little gain. That's what we're essentially looking for here. Is just to move back down to the
We
bottom.
hit 200 shares right there. Now we're going to look for the 55.80s to hit the big boy shares and look for that move back to down to 55.60s and 55.50s. So now you want to see volume come into the trade. You have a clear defined resistance there now. Now we want to see volume start to jump in the trade. As you see volume jump in there at 95s, 94s, 92s. Those are shorters trying to start knocking this right back down. So now we're going to go ahead and join in on the fun.
There's 69s on CGC, dropping really nicely after I added that 50 shares on the bounce. We just needed to break under this. This is a big support level. So we'll see. There's 68s.
There you go. Looking great for me and CVS.
Yeah, I got you up. Looking good. Looking solid.
Yep. What I like is I judged that move back up. And remember how I covered that 500 shares, guys? I would have not been able to hold through the trade if I didn't cover that 500 shares. Would have not been able to, because at the end of the day, I was able to cover a little bit more, get some profit, and then let the trade go back to that level and giving myself a chance to really get a gain from today. And that's all we can do. I'm going to give myself a chance. Either I'm going to end a little bit green or I'll end barely red. And that's perfect for me. And if I give myself opportunities in the day to become a winner and it don't become a winner, but I gave myself probability on my side, that I'm a good trader. I don't care what the results are.
Right. All right, so I took a little bit off of CGC here. I'm going to think about adding back to it on any subsequent bounces up to like 83. These are kind of the range-bound trades that I've been attacking more often. So we get some bounces, I'll add to it, but I've already taken half of the position off. And like I said, I was down like $50. I'm only down 20 now, so kind of fighting back, trading small, which is okay. I think that's what I need to do. So I got Mitch up here. Let me put Mitch back up. There we go.
Yeah, anything in the 90s here, and I can hit an ad. Just working this chart here, guys.
I am in CGC short, and Mitch is in CVS short. Right, there's 64s. Coming back down to the bottom of the range at 60 or 59. I'll let it test these lows now.
I didn't get to see it, but you see how AMD did that 5-minute close, inverse hammer there. kind of that hanging man. And after that closes, immediate open at 32.20, back down to 32.10s. Symmetrical triangle, guys.
Kron ended up coming back down to 80s. Maybe I should have held, but I think my entry in that one was worse. All right, so with CGC, it's at 65s now, and we want to see it break under 59s. The ideal goal with CGC would be if it broke down to the half dollar of 50. That's kind of what we want to see here, but chances of that I think are pretty low. There goes AMD just washing out big down to the whole dollar of 33.
Hey, what did I call out? That candle holds. It's going to head towards that 33. Oh, I like that breakdown on MU. I'm just not going to short a pattern breakdown today, but I do like that pattern breakdown there.
All right, there's 65s.
Nice
for
rejection
CGC.
there off 95
63.
there for CVS here, guys. See what happens here. See if it's going to get above that 95s. If it rejects that 95 again, we'll hit the ad. All right, we hit the ad there.
I don't think anybody's in AMRN short.
No, I don't think anybody is.
I'm not.
All right,
It's
got to give
dropping
myself
now.
a chance here. Don't want it to hold 95s now. Definitely don't want it to hold 95s. It rejected it pretty fast there. That's why I hit the ad, but definitely don't want to see it above that 95 there and start holding. Good flip on me.
All right, I got out of this last little bit on CGC. I saw the bounce happening, so not a bad little trade. Kind of slowly grinding back the day a little bit. See what else we could find here. I mean, if AMD pulls back to 20s, I'll consider it, but maybe I'll consider CGC as well. Maybe adding back to it if it gets up there. But yeah, like I said, just take it today slow. I could see
It not being the cleanest day.
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's not the cleanest day. I feel like we've been getting that also yesterday.
Yeah, I
Yesterday
mean
was this day.
it's mid-July, you know what I mean? So we're gonna get more choppiness for sure. And just for summer trading, it's just gonna be a little bit worse for us, which is normal.
You want
To
to
a
know
certain
one
extent.
that I almost took today that would have been a beautiful fade?
What?
My low volume CVM. Look at that one. I wanted to take it at 35s. The risk was going to be 40s.
There goes CGC. Maybe got a little impatient, got out of that one, but man, look at that down to 55. So that's the ideal goal here, but I milked it for enough. I think I wrote it down from like 85 down to 60s. So made about 20 cents a share. I'll consider AMD here too, if AMD can bounce back up there.
All right, guys. CVS could squeeze me out. If it squeezed me out, then so be it. If not, then this is definitely the last trade of the day. Don't feel like pushing it today. I'm not on top of my game. I'm just working here and trying to work this trade. If it goes in my direction, it goes in my direction. If it doesn't, we'll get a stop out and probably end the day under $100 loss. And that's more than fine for me. I've been trying to get up to where 300 gains are the average, 100 to $150 are going to be the losses. Great
Yeah, I might
rejection.
try to.
And let's hope we get a flip here and it breaks through the 88s. Breaking through that 88 will really give me that momentum of coming back down to the VWAP.
I might try to claw back to green today. I don't know yet though. I'm thinking about Netflix here. It just depends.
My man said claw back.
Claw back into
Kawhi
the
Leonard.
green, man. Claw back into the green, man.
Gonna join the Clippers. Hey, there's the
Uh,
push, guys. I think we got to buy there at 91, so we got to be careful there. There were 7,000 shares that went through there at 91. That's going to be very, very important pricing if we see this flip right back down. But if it gets above 56 and holds, got to get out. All you can do is give yourself an opportunity to win every day.
yep. Honestly, the fades on CGC were solid after that first one that
Look
freaked
at
me out.
that.
What?
Look at AMD. That symmetrical triangle breakdown.
Here, I'm gonna throw you up big screen style. There you go.
Oh, symmetrical triangle on AMD was wow.
But no, that's not work. There we go. I guess that works. We got the little mini Mitch in the top.
All right, gotta be careful here, guys. CVS playing games.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take the face cam down and probably close it down soon once Mitch is done with this one.
Nice rejection there off 98s for sure. Gotta hold it. Gotta get out if it gets above 56s.
Watch this. Magic.
Magic. What
I'm
happened?
dumb.
Did you short 1 million shares?
Nope. I snapped my fingers and disappeared, man.
Playing hocus pocus, man.
Yeah, man.
Hocus pocus.
All right, guys. Well, while we're hanging out here, if you want to check out the same platform and broker that Mitch and I use, go check out TradeNet. Again, right now they have the intro package on sale for $379. Comes with 14,000 in buying power to trade with. You get a decent amount of buying power. You get shorting ability. So once you're approved, you can actually short stocks, anything that's tradable. You can even short IPOs. You know, DOCU is tradable or DOYU is tradable and shortable. And so you can short new IPOs. I don't know if there's anywhere else in the trading world where you can actually do that. There's no PDT rule. Commissions are pretty cheap. You can day trade as much as you want. It comes with a trading course and access to a trading chat room and a demo account for 2 weeks. And so I think if you really think about it, it makes a ton of sense. You know, I think paper trading platforms or chat rooms for 2 months is going to cost the same amount as the intro package on TradeNet. And at least with the intro package, you actually have the potential to make money. It comes with a demo account. It comes with a trading course. It comes with a chat room. And then it comes with a funded account with no PDT rule, 14,000 in buying power. I think that bundle for new traders just makes tons of sense, risk reward wise, and I think it's one of the ways new traders can kind of get involved with in the market for cheap. You know, yeah, there's some cons. You can't trade penny stocks. There are some cons to it, but I think it just makes sense. And so if you want to check that out, take advantage of the sale. I think the sale is only going to last for a few more days. I'll post this link here as well. Great way to help support the channel. There's the link if you want to check that out. If you look above where Nightbot posted, here I'll delete it and post a new one. But yeah, if you look above where Nightbot posted, you can see a full walkthrough of them where I do break down their pros and cons. So if you're a little bit confused about what they are and what they offer, I'll post this walkthrough here as well. It's about I think it's 10 minutes long, but it's a full walkthrough where I break down their pros and cons. So if you want to check that out. And I am honest about it as well. And they're like, I think the biggest pet peeve of mine for them is that penny stocks aren't tradable. And so I'll post that link here as well if you want to check that out. Mitch is staying alive in this one.
Cheers. Just hanging out, man. That cover, though. that cover was important.
Yep, protects you in that thing for sure.
Let me trade this one. At the at the very like least, I get out with a smaller loss than what I would have if I would have just stayed in that 1,000 shares and just let it play out. Um, but once again, let's go into the reasoning why I covered those 500 shares. I want people to know exactly why. It's not because I'm not trading the system. It's because I got a really, really bad entry right in the middle of the chart. And that's not where you want to be. That's where the pigs get slaughtered. Where it goes up and you're already in the red deep. And it goes down, you probably are in the green deep. And so one of the biggest things is knowing that you don't want to be caught in the middle. You want to be caught at the top of the resistance, shorting, or at the bottom of the support, longing. And this gives you great support, lets the trade work out. Um, a lot of traders sometimes they say, "Man, I get squeezed out of my position, and then the trend goes directly in the way that I was trading right after."
Yeah.
And so with that, you learn. You say, "Hey, what's the problem here? The problem is I'm not getting close enough to the resistance, and I'm not getting close enough to the support." And both of them are very important. You know, you can't just try to scalp every move. It's not going to happen. There is about 5% in the world that can be true scalpers and can actually make lots of money scalping. Um, there's a guru out there that I know that scalps. He makes hell of a lot of money.
Warrior Trading does, you know.
Can I trade like him? I mean, I don't like to even put names out there, but can I trade like him? No, I can't. I've tried.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
fast. I can do hotkeys. I can use trade ideas, high day scanner. I can grab it. I have a actual strategy for it. I've talked about the 1 minute pullback. I might put that video out today. The
Yeah.
1 minute pullback is one of my favorite kind of positions to take, but it's the hardest one that I've ever learned.
Well, it's just it's definitely a more how do I say it? It's more open to interpretation strategy. It's not as defined as like a VWAP fade, where it's like take profits at the low of the day, use the opening range low as your risk. It's not as obvious like that.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just it takes more skill.
it's more
It,
broad for sure. Yeah.
it definitely takes more skill to trade a 1 minute pullback than a VWAP fade. I can just tell you that. And
Yep.
it's not that I don't want to trade something that takes more skill. Is that I want to make things easier, a
As
system that
easy as
was
possible.
easier for me. And
Right.
that's why I went with the VWAP fade, and that's why that's our bread and butter. Not because I can't make money on the long side on those momentum pushes, but I've seen that over time I can have one really good winner, but then if I have 8 big losers, it's not worth it.
Right. 100%. Well, we got a second though, guys. Join our public Discord. I haven't been pushing our Discord as much lately, but we got a free day trading chat room there, so you can join us, take advantage of it. If you want to chat with us once the stream ends, there's the link for that as well. So yeah, take advantage of that if you have time. There it is. Like I said, it's one of the ways you can kind of keep in touch with us after the stream ends. Chat with us, talk to us about strategies. You know, be a part of the day trading chat room. We almost have over 500 people there. We'll break 500 pretty soon, I think. So yeah, go check that out as well. There's the link.
All right, guys, that was a big, big bullish candle right there. Do not like this turn right here on a 1 minute. This is really what we call a reversal sign. When we see an inverse hammer and we see a big, big green candle, this is what could be the beginning of we call a bullish engulfing pattern. And what I mean by engulfing is that this covers all the red that was on like 4 ticks and one push. And so we really got to be careful here, guys. It could push immediately through 56. So we got to hold here and look to see it get back under 55.90s. That can show that it was just volume collecting up and it's making that move to 55.80s. But this is where you got to be careful. Whenever you see those big, big green candles after a red candle, the next candle could be the same size and push through it.
Yep.
So just be careful. That's all it really is. In this case, we're building more and more towards breakdown or breakout. And so this is the consolidation building. And that's why we talk about trying to get in at the top and, also getting in at the bottom. In this trade, you're not trying to long it, but we're talking about other charts.
I mean, here's the thing, though, Mr. Fishbone. Mr. Fishbone says y'all are way too nice. That strategy is crap. He buys out of the gate before candle even breaks the pre-market high, then loses 3Ks in 3 minutes. I mean, here's the thing, though. Any strategy is going to work sometimes. It just depends on the stocks. It's something I talked about yesterday, which is like certain strategies are going to work better on certain stocks. And if you're attacking a certain strategy with the wrong stocks, then it's never going to work. But if you find the right stocks for it, it can work all day. And so it all just depends. Like I said, I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not going to, mention any good or bad things about anybody, but I think some of their content is solid. I think some of the Warrior trading content is solid. It just depends.
Everybody's like I different. Said, take the importance of what I'm talking about, guys. Here, I'm not talking about let's focus in on a certain person. I'm talking about the psychology of trading in that sort. And that's right. What's important here, guys. Don't focus on the trader. Don't focus on the money that he's making. Don't focus on what he does. Focus on how he does it. He approaches the market in a certain way, snaps in, snaps out. Yes, he might be using some of his day trading chat room to support his buys, which, some people might say that's a chat room pump. But, hey, at the end of the day, the guy's doing it. He's making the money. I've traded with the guy when he started that $500 account, even the first couple weeks that he started that $500 account. And I can tell you right now, he knows how to do what's called momentum buys. He understands when the momentum is coming into the stock. He understands how to buy a 5-minute pullback, which most people don't know how to buy. And he takes attempts with big sizing. And that's something that most traders can't even come close to. So you have to appreciate also the kind of skill level that someone that can scalp. And that's really, I appreciate it. I don't think that I'm going to be ever to that level. And the more that you start realizing what your personality really plays out in, the better you'll get to defining strategies that work for you versus work against you.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's what we're trying to teach you guys is realize that, not every strategy is going to work for you. A lot of the times you're going to find strategies that, hey, could work for someone else, but doesn't work for you. Just keep searching for what can work for you. What do you like? Do you like to get into quick trades, get out of them immediately? Do you like to let trades work? I've learned over time when I get great entries and I let trades work, the money just adds up. But the times that I try to take quick trades, try to kind of what I call steal money from the market, just immediately getting in, getting out, that's hard. It's not an easy trade.
Right. That's super hard, and it's hard mentally. Emotionally, it's super difficult because you have to be able to stop yourself whenever, like I said, I think I talked about it yesterday. I think with scalping, the best shot you have is to ride it up for 10 or 15 cents and then get the hell out. But it's so tempting to say, well, I'm just going to hold it a little bit longer, see if this thing can go up a little bit more. We'll see what happens. And then that thing just squeezes down on you. Monster loss. And that can and will happen with momentum trading. And so you have to be super disciplined enough to say, you know what? I know I may want to hold, but I'm getting the hell out of this thing. I made money. I'm getting the hell out. And you have to be super disciplined to do that. And it's tough for sure.
Yeah, it isn't easy. It takes skill to understand that, hey, it's not a one-day thing when we trade. If it was a one-day thing, then I understand.
Right.
Put all the marbles in there, throw it all in there, put the house at risk, bet the house, let's go.
Right, let's do it.
Throw it all on red, and let's just see what happens. Because that's what it really is. Like, a lot of the times your trades are 50% accurate and 50% wrong. So let's flip a coin.
All right, man.
Let's do it. So if that's the truth, you want to at least flip the coin on your trades, not the ones that are just happening. I'm just gonna take this one. This is another flip of the coin. I rather do flip of the coins that I know over time can give me a profitable advantage to where that 50% just might become 60%, and
Right.
that edge alone will
It's
make
enough
me
to
that
sustain.
green.
Right. If it's enough to sustain, it's enough to sustain. That's the big thing about it. You gotta be able to, you know, identify what works. You know what I mean? I think that's the
Exactly.
hardest part of trading is figuring out what works for you. Because I think, and this is the whole problem with gurus in general, any guru, is that you could teach people strategies, but you don't know if that's gonna work for them. You know, like really, like Mitch and I kind of came up with the VWAP fade ourselves. You know, we really didn't learn the VWAP fade from anybody. We just kind of came up for ourselves because it made the most sense to us. You know, like we kind of Mitch had the dip buy idea, and I kind of had the momentum VWAP idea, and we kind of combined it to form the VWAP fade. And I'm not saying we created the VWAP fade strategy, but we damn sure made it our own and trade it the way we trade it. And so, you know, you're not always going to be able to do that, you know, with the strategies that other people teach. You're just not. And it is what it is, you know. Sometimes
Yep.
sometimes it's gonna work fine, and sometimes it's not. You know what I mean? And you got to be able to identify what works for you and what just doesn't.
Okay, guys, you see how we're getting higher volume here in the last three candles on CVS? This is what we mean by volume confirmation. Now we're starting to get that heaviness here, and we get to that point where if we get another heavy candle here on the downside, we really can break this. We really can come back down to that 55.70 and 55.60. The volume is starting to jump in here at 97s and 94s. We got 15,000 shares that were put in there at 55.97. Why would someone put in an order out there at 15,000 shares at 97? I highly doubt that they were trying to buy at 97. So if it was 56, maybe for the breakout, I could see that happening. But very unlikely for that price point to be a buy. It would take a very unwise and unskilled trader to be trying to get in there at 97. He would get
Right.
in on this stock here, right here. This is where you would see the volume be coming in. And you would see it at 92s and you see it immediately spike up.
Yep.
What did you get? What we call the curve effect. Up, trying to break out, up, trying to break out, pull back, trying to break out. And then that volume came in here at 97. Boom. As soon as that volume comes in, starts knocking it down, getting heavy, getting heavy.
Yep.
We're gonna try to let this one take a little bit more move here to the 80s. If it moves to the 90s, we'll hit an add again and try to let it knock down. This is what I try to do. I try to get myself in the zone, stay in the stock, let the stock build that direction in my direction. If it builds it, I can add. If it doesn't, then you just keep your share size, keep in the position.
Right. Yeah, I'm in Netflix right now going short. I made $25 with it so far. I'm just kind of trying to hold these last 25 shares, just so you guys can see what I'm doing here.
All
Can you
right,
guys see
excellent.
that? No, you can't. So here, just so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Netflix is looking better. Can you guys see that now? You should be able to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just to show you guys, this is the positions. Netflix is doing me right. I'm still holding CGC. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. But Netflix is looking super solid at this point. We're just gonna look for it to keep dropping here. On my full sizing 25.
So what's up, traders? How we doing out there? How's everyone's doing? How's everyone's day going?
So I'm trying to give Netflix enough time to do a much bigger drop here to try to get a larger gain. It's looking pretty weak. All right, let me go ahead and get out the rest there. So $50 gain on Netflix. I'll definitely take it. I'm trying to make sure I got this on video. Yeah, I got it. Okay. And then CGC is doing better. I'm going to take some off here at CGC. I'm only holding 100 shares, but I'm going to go ahead and take 50 off here to really bank some profits.
This is what I gotta tell CVS. Boom!
Yeah, man.
Right in the kisser.
Honestly, I'm excited, man. I finally bounced back. It took a while, and I'm definitely gonna hang it up after this. So nice little $50 gain on the day now. So It was a tough battle. I clawed my way back there, man.
Good job, James. Good work, kid. Good work.
All right, we're at the low of the day. I might throw you down, Mitch, so I can just get the last little exit on this one on video.
Good. Grab that exit.
Yeah, man. So we're
Mine's
at
starting
55.
to work its way.
There we go. All right, so we're at 59. It's gonna jump out the rest here if it breaks 60. I think. Looking at this support level here is what I'm looking at. So gonna let it test, but hand over the cover position.
There you go, Kevin.
And
Good job.
there's
Not
the
bad,
rejection.
Mr. Fishbone. The Fishbone.
Nice, man. Hey, nice, Kevin. Killing it, man. All right, so we got this little rejection down. Oh, maybe I should have held Netflix, but honestly, I wrote this thing down. One thing I am starting to like, Mitch, is I'm starting to like these high caps, man. Netflix, Tesla. I've been attacking those, and it's been working for sure. And so,
It's
fades,
the time
earnings.
of the year.
Yeah,
The time
earnings.
of the year. Earnings. So with earnings, what you get is a lot of hard moves towards one direction.
Right.
It's continuous moves. So continuous moves are the ones that you can make the most money because they have what's called a continuation pattern. It keeps going in a direction so that if you do get the proper entry on resistance, if you're shorting, you're going to get a great move to this downside. If you get the long on the support, you're going to get a great move to the upside.
Yep.
All right, guys, getting this down here to 80, 85s now. Some people could take profit here, but it's not worth it to me. I mean, we've been risking about $80 on this trade, $100. And so if you take any less than that, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. So I'm just going to hold here and look for that breakdown of the VWAP because that's really what we attacked this trade for. That was the original plan. It's not for me to go ahead and take a scalp at VWAP. I think this is what a lot of traders do. They did what I did here in CVS. They held for so long, and then finally, when it just gets in the green, they take profit. That's absolutely the incorrect way to trade.
Oh, here, I don't have you up now, brother.
No, it's okay. I'm just kind of explaining it. Everyone can hear me.
Here, I'll throw a
That's really the
CVM.
important part.
Yeah, I'll throw CVM up on this bottom chart.
CVS.
No, CVS.
CVS. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, yeah, look at all that confirmation at Mitch's risk level. That's what we love to see as traders. Look at that. A lot of confirmation there.
Range trading.
Yep.
And so some people, you could scalp this move towards the VWAP, but that's not what I traded for. I didn't trade this trade to scalp it to the VWAP. $20 on this trade is only going to get me $40 realized for the whole amount that I risked there. I'm not doing a 1 to a half trade there. So you just got to stay in there.
All right, I got squeezed out of CGC. Hey, brother, thanks, James. James said, beginner trading in Mitch. Thanks, my guys. Appreciate all you do. Hey, brother, I see you killing it today, man. Nice work, bro. Nice work, man.
Yeah, good work.
Good work, man. Yeah, go enjoy yourself, brother. You earned it, man. So go have fun, bro. Yeah, I got squeezed out of CGC. I could throw Mitch up here now. But yeah, not a bad little comeback there. So up 50 on the day. Really, and that takes away most of my losses from this week, really, since I kept it pretty small.
Good thing is we got that rejection off the SPY. I'm telling you, I've come to the realization if I ever change my SPY chart to a 1 minute or 5 minute and you guys see it, can you guys come and just give me a good old whack? Because I used to catch myself, like I had it on the 15 minute, but then when I wanted to take a trade, I would go and be like, I need to see the 1 minute. And I would put the 1 minute up and I'd get faked out almost every time. Almost every time. I think we could run the percentages, but I'm sure it's at 80% or higher. And so once I started using a higher time frame with the SPY, I feel like I've been able to really tell the direction of the SPY. And John, you know how important that is. Yep. Being able to tell the direction of the SPY, of the overall market.
It's the most important thing.
if you're able to tell at least the overall market, at least you can attack the right patterns.
Right. Specifically with it, it's very true for the stocks that we trade. Like CVS is super relevant. Um, Cannabis stocks are not so relevant, but a lot of the stocks that we trade are super relevant. And so it just depends. You know what I mean? It just depends on the stocks. But overall, one thing as you grow as a trader, like Mitch says, you'll start to learn that the market direction is super relevant to your trading, especially if you're trading mid and high cap stocks, depending on the sector. Later, hero. Have a good day, bro. But yeah, go check out our free day trading course as well. We have over 15 hours of content so far uploaded, and honestly, it's just a lot of free content. You know, it's a complete breakdown and course on how to get started day trading for beginners. And that's what we're really about here. So I'll post that link if you want to check that out. Like I said, it's completely free. We have a free trading course. Go check them out. There's the link. We also have a playlist on our website or on YouTube as well, which actually has a little bit more content than our site. And so go check out our playlist. It's called the Free Trading Camp playlist on YouTube.
Hey, Steve, be careful with that entry. I really don't want to see you get caught up in kind of what I was talking about earlier. Understand your risk. If that's where your entry is, just understand your risk, and that's fine. The only thing I would say is remember what we were talking about. Being in the middle of the chart is not the best area. If you are in the middle of the chart, you have to really watch it, because any move up and you're in the red, and any move down and you're not really in the green, you're going to be in the green very, very small. And so sometimes you've seen John do this, scalp that trade down. Reason why?
Get out.
He doesn't want to let it go up to the top of the range.
Right.
The top of the range is going to be pretty heavy on the risk side. And then if it breaks that range, then you really take a hit.
Yeah,
and that's not how you want to trade.
Yep. So that's why I think scalping those makes more sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it just makes more sense. And you'll have a lot of times you'll have really high accuracy doing that. As long as you can have the discipline to say, okay, it's at the bottom of the range now, I need to get out. Because that's the goal. The goal wasn't for it to break the range. And I know it's super tempting to say, well, what if it breaks this low? And sometimes it will. But the goal is just to get the bottom of the range and then get out. And then you can add back if it bounces back. And if it breaks the low of the day, so what? You know? But that's the goal, is to get out at the bottom of the range. And that's what you see me do a lot of the time. I'm not marrying that trade looking for it to break lows. I'm trying to just get in and out at the bottom of the range. But yeah, go check out Trade Ideas. If you look at the Nightbot link, you can see Trade Ideas. Best scanners in the game by far. Easily, in my opinion, the most dynamic, customizable, and best scanners for trading. So go check them out. There's the link. Super cool company. They allow me to stream the scans every day. So go check them out. There's the link in the chat. You can also see we have a strategy section on our website that Nightbot just posted, where we break down all the strategies we use as well in detail. So if you want a detailed breakdown of the strategies we use, go check out that link as well. So.
All right, guys, 22,000 shares going there.
Is this a glitch?
55.93.
Is that a glitch? Yeah. Okay, that's a glitch.
Yeah, 100%. It comes from this. It's the CFD trying to calculate after you get a position size that sells out like this. Well, you can't see it. I don't know if you have your time in sales, but you see 22,000 shares sold at 55.93. Where's the pricing right now? 84. So someone sold 22,000 shares at 93. And so what did that give us? That gave us a quick reaction. The stock market goes, whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening here?
Right.
And that's when you'll get those kind of glitches or wick outs where it just wicks in the direction and all of a sudden it's right back. That's someone putting way too much sizing in one direction. And so the stock itself takes a second to kind of balance itself out.
Yeah.
We're starting to get that down move here. Some people would hit an ad here. It's not the right spot. The right spot is underneath the VWAP and coming back to VWAP. We talk about that as the VWAP rejection. Okay, so now that we're getting below VWAP, we should get some volume to start breaking it down here and really making it a short. From that point on, we want to see it come back to VWAP and reject that VWAP. Then it can start heading south and really get in that momentum. Right in this point, this is that point where you should see the shortest jump in there and give it a big candle down, probably to this 55.70. You see a move right here to this support, or maybe even this support right here, 74. And then we'll work our way back to VWAP and then try to knock it down. I think I can even annotate on it. Yeah, so I'm expecting this move down here, guys, then a bounce back up to VWAP, and then a takedown like this. I don't know if you guys could see that.
Yep.
That's what I'm expecting now. So we've gotten this kind of up one, down one, up two. Didn't really get up to the resistance, so you can't really call that the up two. This would be the up two, up there at the resistance. Then a down, a push up against the resistance, and it started playing out a little game here. That collection came up there in the 97s, and then we saw a big short come in right here. Big short come in right in that area. And so that's what we're going to hold to now. That definitely is the level that we don't want to see it get above. So now we're looking for volume to come back into this at the VWAP and break down, bounce back to VWAP, fade away for the rest of the day. VWAP, fade. Straight hanging out in CVS.
Yeah, I might close the stream down.
Yeah, it's starting to get late. It's already 11.
So just record that and you know.
Yeah, I'll just set up the recorder and get this going. Here, I'll let you guys know what the deal is.
Guys.
This is why you definitely should join us on our Discord. We go ahead and continue keeping you updated as we see this move down to the 70s. I might expect this move back to VWAP and then the breakdown completely. Let's go ahead and try to get this big win. As you guys see, I'm starting to get in there, starting to get into the green, and could have a green day. Even if I do, it's going to be a relatively kind of smaller green day, but giving myself the possibility and holding throughout this resistance tries. And that's all we do. Give ourselves a chance. If you give yourself a chance enough, you will make that money.
That's right. All right, guys. Yeah, go check out TradeNet. They do have their sale going on where you get the intro package for $379. Like I said, once you're approved for the funded account, it comes with $14,000 in buying power, no PDT rule, trading course, access to a trading chat room. You can short anything that's tradable. You can actually short stocks, a lot of buying power, pretty cheap commissions if you use small sizing. Again, I mean, some paper trading platforms are the same price for 2 months as the intro package. You know, some day trading chat rooms, a 2-month subscription to many day trading chat rooms is going to be the same price or more than the intro package on TradeNet. And so I think it just makes sense if you think about it, and you actually have the potential to make money. It's a great bundle for new traders getting their feet wet with the market and trading. And so if you want to check that out and take advantage of the sale while it's still going on, I'll post that link here as well.
All right, guys. You guys have a great day.
Later, guys. Here's the link. And, yeah, go check out Trade Ideas as well. Best scanners in the game by far. Join our public Discord. We just posted that link if you want to keep track of what we're doing after the stream. I finally had a green day this week. Up $44, roughly $45. I'll take it. It's been long overdue this week, and we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to get into anything else. Probably not, but I'll update you guys on that if we do. Good luck, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow.